Your promoter, Elisa Giacardi, says about you, Holly is outgoing, communicative, and enthusiastic. She brings a fresh and unique perspective to design research here at the Delft University of Technology.
Giannis, what a guy. My research is about how people and technology relate to each other and trying to understand how the design of certain technologies impact the way that we interact with them and how we understand them and the role that they play in our lives. One question that we're very interested in is how people engage with technologies in particular. So when things are made, as technologies become more complex, their complexity becomes masked from people. So on the one hand, that makes them more usable. For example, I have no idea how my phone operates. It's got so many internal mechanisms that are very complex, but now they are so sleekly designed that I don't have to understand it, I can just use it. And that's great because it's usable. But as a consequence, the only thing I can do with this object is just consume it for its content. And when we're only really dedicated to the content and its consumption, we kind of miss the context of the role that it plays in our lives at large. So, Mizu is a sync that kind of helps us understand a little bit more about how we can be interacting with technology. So whereas our argument before was that technology is becoming further abstracted from the task that it performs, Mizu is a way that we can understand how we can use technology to become more engaged with the task of the technology. So what we have here is people becoming engaged in the task that the technology is performing, but as a result of kind of how the materials of the technology itself, as well as the interactions, interact with one another, we have traces of that interaction happening. So the bronze starts to age, it gets a patina from the humidity and just from time, and the more that we touch it and the places that we touch it, it becomes polished. So you can kind of have a reflection back to you about how you are using the technology. And this very much draws on this idea of how people and technology and materials and the ways of doing interact with one another in the form of a sync. I really strongly identify with this theme between unlocking people and meaningful interactions. I think that the way that we interact with technology is very much something that draws and is critically inspects these two topics. Just from a semantic point of view, this is very much a societal question, but perhaps not as specifically applied in one of these three domains.